Hi everyone, our journal page today, and I'm working in my journal with mixed media paper, and I'm going to start with laying the groundworks for this page, and that means all kinds of papers that I'm going to glue down, and they are just going to pick through the next layers, and they are just so to give interest to the page. I'm going to use a mid medium only because I have it and I want to finish it. Otherwise I would use just plain white glue, and I've got some leftovers from other projects. I've got all kinds of papers from a coloring book, and they are quite boring but they can be very interesting in the background. I've got just a tissue paper that I scribbled some on it, and I even used a non-permanent marker so it can smear on purpose. So that's what I have here, and as I said, I'm going to start gluing down pieces quite randomly, although I have here a straight edge, so I'm going to just use it to put it here, but I don't have enough. Here we go. If I've got straight edges, I will just line them with the edges of the paper. And as I said, this is quite random. What I do try to do when I'm doing something like that is to place several pieces from the same paper in several places on my page. I think it helps in the overall look at things, that the same pattern is picking from several places on your page. I'm going over the pieces with the matte medium just to be sure it's secure and in place. So again, tearing some of the paper, I'm putting it outside the edges, and I will trim it later. I'm not interested in the white that I have here. Okay, finished with this. Let's see. Again, this will be picking from my page, and I'll just trim it later. Just scribbled something, and as you can see, it smears, and I think that's the that's the fun. I don't know why, but it was on purpose. I have enough permanent markers that I could scribble on top of the tissue paper without smearing, but I think this is interesting, and we'll just join the rest of the interest in the page, and maybe not, we'll see. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, do I want more? Let's go for it. I have it. I don't use this coloring pages. This is kind of boring, and I can do it by myself. I don't need so that's why I'm not using it as a coloring page. And let's put just one more piece and call it done. So now I'm just making sure everything is glued down, and I'm going over everything, because every time I'm doing something like this, and it doesn't matter if it's matte medium or a white glue, I prefer my page to have the same coat all over it. So now I just need for this to dry, and then I'm moving to paint. I'll be back. I'm back. So I've got some acrylic paints here. These are all from my cheap store, and I've got some, I don't know, some kind of lilac, ultramarine, and some dark grayish blue, and I've got gesso here, and this, I don't know, fuchsia pink. Whatever, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to put some paint here, and I decided to use a baby wipe. Don't know why, just wanting to smear some paint, but I'm hoping for a little bit of transparency. So, and I'm starting with this pink, and the pink and the lilac I really want to be only in small doses, just in small places, picking through the other colors. So I'm just putting down in several places. I think the fact that I put matte medium all over is helping the paint to smear on the page without absorbing into the paper. So that's how it makes it translucent. So moving on to the blue. And I'm also overlapping. It's quite random, putting this where I think it needs to be. Let's go like this. If I want it a little bit more opaque, then I'm just going over and tapping and adding where I think it needs more. Like in the corner, if I think it needs to be darker, that's what I'm doing. If I want to smear it, I'll just go over and drag the paint, and then it will have a little bit of it will be more translucent. This is just playing with the colors until you reach something that you like. There is no recipe. There is no right or wrong. Just put something that will make you happy. So I don't quite like this ultramarine in the back, so I'm going over it with the grayish blue. I'm trying to be brave and leave some white spaces. We'll see if I can manage it or if I'll cover everything. We'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to just find a little bit of clean space here, and I want to try and put some gesso in. I don't know, just to soften maybe in some places the overall look. I don't know. If I won't like it, I can always go over and put more paint. And here I've put too much, so I'll just swipe and absorb where I don't like it. So right now we've got quite a mess here. And as I said, there are no rules, so this is going to just be until you like it, as I said. Okay, a mess. I'm going to leave this be maybe a little bit blue here. You see, I'm struggling with the white spaces, and because I have a white space here and one here, I'm just going to add a little bit more here. Just, yeah, so everything will be a little bit more balanced. I don't know. So now I want to add some elements to my page, and I thought about it beforehand. Took some black cardstock and just scribbled all over it with white Posca pen, and then I cut spirals out of it. You just took the Posca pen and went crazy all over the black cardstock, like so, flipped it over and just made the spiral and then cut it. So I want, let's see, maybe one here and one here. I thought about using, I have several stamps that even that I made of spirals, but this seemed to me like more interesting because it will add also texture and more interest to my page than just stamping. So, and it's more fun to make your own I don't know, embellishments. So just putting glue in the back. And one more. Yeah. Do I want more? Don't think so. And it's already quite a dry, so I think I'll move on. And now I want to stencil. I made a stencil. This is just acetate and I made these two branches. I just drew with permanent marker and then cut it with X-Acto knife. Now it's not the perfect stencil, it's not machine made, but nonetheless it's good enough for me. And I'm putting it here, and I'm taking a makeup sponge with the gesso, and I'm hoping I will have an interesting result. Let's hope so. So I'm taking the gesso on the makeup sponge, and I'm tapping it until I think I have enough, but not too much. And I can also tap it here to absorb extra gesso. It's better to have less and work slowly with this kind of thing, because then you won't have spillage underneath, and if I feel it's not white enough, then I can come back like so. And basically I don't need it to be perfect. I just want a nice print. It's for the stencil, I don't know. You know what I mean. It's going over a part of the spiral I glued down. I'm really wanting to see how it looks. Let's see. Ooh, I like it. Maybe I will just I should have waited a little bit longer. It stuck to wet paint here, but I will fix it, and I really like it. I think I will do another one like so, or maybe the other one. No, this one has more movement. But I am going to let this dry because I don't want it to damage my page more, and I'll just do another one and then I'll come back. I'm back, and I kept adding more leaves on the page here, and here, and I quite like it. And I like even where the white leaves are disappearing into the white spaces that I left. So big progress for me. I just want to give a little bit more definition to my leaves, so I'm just going to take a little bit of what I've got left of my dark grayish blue, and going very gently underneath my leaves just to give them more definition. It doesn't have to be with this. You can take all kinds of pencils, markers, whatever you are is that you're comfortable of using. It really doesn't matter. I'm just wanting to give a little bit more definition, like a shadow to the elements. Yeah, and here they are disappearing, so I'm kind of guessing where it's going. It really doesn't matter, and not each leaf needs it. As I said, this is just for me, for a little bit more definition. I'm going to move the page so it will be easier for me to do this. Maybe it would have been easier with some kind of water reactive pencil, but never mind. I've got this leftover paint, and of course it goes with the rest of the page, so that's good enough. So you see, I'm not really concerned that each and every leaf will have this. Just do what you think is right for your page. Like, I want to darken the edges, so I'm using the same paint with the same brush right now and using it now to darken the edges very loosely. It really doesn't matter. Here we go, and maybe just a little bit here. And continuing with the edges. Just remember, there are no rules. Do what you like. I really like the parts where my stencil went over the spirals. I think it's really interesting, and also I don't know how much of this you can see, but the texture is just lovely. I love how it turned out. Didn't realize it will be this kind of yummy. Yeah. Taking a step back, let's see, maybe just a little bit here. Yeah, and the leaf is disappearing into the white space. Yeah, that's it. Just a little bit more to the edges to frame everything in. Yeah, that's my page. I thought about writing on top, but I don't think so. I'm leaving it be. I really like what's going on here. Maybe for some of you this is a complete mess, but I love all the details and my white leaves here. And it just turned out better than what I figured it would be. Yeah. And just by the way, here is my baby wipe. Look how lovely this is. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and I can use it again for some other project in the background. for something. So another piece to work with. I love this kind of stuff. So this is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments below. Bye for now. Oh, before I forget, I'm always forgetting, I want to show you from up close the results, and here we go. I'm really hoping you can see how it took and how it looks on the spirals in the back. So this is it. Bye.